Morning everyone, you're all very welcome to join me again on the mat for a beginner's Hatha yoga practice. And this morning we're going to be looking at a little bit of balance and improving our sense of balance by using different yoga asanas or postures to work at building our core and to improve our sense of focus and balance, and really to start paying attention to what we're looking at whenever we're in each posture, and looking to within ourselves as well about how we're feeling whenever we are in some of maybe the trickier balances today. As always, work with how you're feeling today. Walls are a great help for some of the balances that I have planned, and there will always be variations on modifications where you can lie on the floor as well. So you're welcome to join me today on the mat, easy cross leg to start off with. Remember, you might want to set your hips up on a little blanket. It really helps to elevate and helps you to sit up nice and tall. We're going to really draw into the buttock bones and allow those knees to soften down and relax. And we lengthen up through the body, from the crown of the head down to the buttock bones. You can gently draw the chin back and down just an inch. The shoulders roll back and down away from the ears to soften and relax tension all around those shoulders. Let the eyes close and notice the breath, centering the body, using the breath to start to relax the body and the mind before we start our physical practice of yoga this morning. Just being aware or noticing the breath as it enters and leaves the body through both nostrils. And noticing the rhythm of your own breath, the length of the in-breath, the length of the out-breath. Noticing if the breaths are smooth and rhythmic, or if the breath is full of little jerks and pauses. Noticing your breath will help you to control or to free the breath, to help to steady and relax the breath, in turn calming all of the nervous system. Bring your awareness now to the space between your closed eyes and rest your attention here. And just notice what comes up in your mind screen. Any thoughts, any emotions, any feelings. Acknowledge what comes to you today. And as we start to form our intention for practice today, think about drishti, a focal point for our gaze. And as we move today in and out of the asanas, notice what you're looking at. And as we focus, we look within to your breath to help us achieve that sense of balance. Drishti is both the physical art of focus and a metaphor for our mental focus that it takes to achieve the things in life that we really desire. Don't worry today if you fall over or you're not very good at some of the balances. Remember, we need to work on our balance to improve them. And the more we do, the easier they will start to get. Let the breath deepen now and the eyes can gently open. And we will start to warm and open up through the wrist today. So If you bring that right arm forward, pressing away through the palm, and then we flip the hand away. So the thumb's working away from you, the fingers are working down. And we take that left hand and draw the baby finger towards that right shoulder. Just opening up into the finger joint, and then we hold on to the ring finger, and again drawing it forward, keep pressing away through the hand. Just taking it to where you feel that point of stretch, and then into the ring finger, drawing that ring finger back. And then into your index finger, drawing it back. And lastly, into the thumb. And we change now, pressing that left hand away. And then flipping the hand away, the thumb is working away from you, and the right hand draws that left baby finger back. And then we move to the ring finger, drawing it back. Just gently opening into the fingers, opening into the knuckles, opening into those wrists. Then the middle finger, we draw it back. And then the index finger. We use our wrists a lot in yoga, so it's quite important, very important that we bring a little bit of wrist movement and exercising into the wrist to help support our bodies and some of the more challenging yoga asanas. And we can relax and we can start to circle those wrists. Just gently circling a few times in one direction and a few times in the other direction. Remember to keep that spine nice and tall, the shoulders are away from the ears. And then we, lastly, for the wrists, we start to flick. And these are all lovely little anti-arthritic exercises for the fingers and the wrists. Flicking those fingers from the palms, flicking away as fast as you can. And you can do this for up to a minute, guys. You might find one of the arms start to go to sleep, okay? My left hand will always be a little slower than the right. Let's do 10 more flicks. You'll start to feel a sense of heat coming into those hands, into those fingers, even into the elbows and the forearms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we can relax those hands down. You might feel a lovely fuzzy feeling as we've started to improve the circulation all around the upper body already. So we'll change the grip, or change the cross in the legs now, remembering bringing balance into the body. And we'll start to open those shoulders. So with the right hand, or the right wrist on top of that left wrist. On an inhale, we sweep the arms to the sides and up. The eyes can look up, the shoulders drop down. And as we exhale, those arms reach out to the side. As we inhale, bring those arms back up, this time left wrist in front of the right wrist. And as we exhale, those arms come forwards and down. Keeping the left wrist on top of the right, inhale, reach those arms forwards and up, the eyes can look up. Keep drawing strongly in through the core, exhale, reach those arms away, drawing the chin slightly back. Inhale, arms reach up again, this time right wrist in front of the left, shoulders are down. And exhale, arms are forwards and down. Remember to be aware of the breath. Inhale, arms roll up, right arm, right wrist in front of the left. And exhale, we reach. Inhale, we roll back up, left wrist on top of right. And exhale, slowly down. So remember, our intention is focus. So remember which wrist is on top of which wrist, keeping the eyes either looking forwards or up. Exhaling, we reach, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling, right wrist on top of left wrist. And as we exhale, arms are forwards and down, guys. Last time, inhale, bring those arms forwards and up. Keep dropping through the shoulders. Exhale, reach those arms away. Inhale, those arms come forwards, our sides and up. Left wrist on top of right. And exhale, forwards and down. And let's bring those arms back up, this time shoulder width apart, opening into the shoulders. And as we exhale, widen those arms and draw the shoulders down. We want to scoop the shoulders away from the ears, allow the shoulders to feel really heavy. Even drop down through the bottom 2 ribs, excuse me, and you'll start to feel that lower back uncurl and open just a little bit. Opening the shoulders a little bit more now. As we inhale, let's stretch that left arm up. And as we exhale, reach away from that right arm. Inhale, right arm reaches up. And as we exhale, drop that left elbow down. Inhale, reach that left arm up. Exhale, right elbow drops down. Inhale, right arm lifts back up. And exhale, left shoulder drops back down. One more inhale, we roll back up. Keep pressing through those hands. Exhale, right elbow down. Last one, right arm reaches up. Left elbow draws down. Reach away from that left arm. Draw the left thumb down and bring that left arm behind the back. Right hand can drop down between the shoulder blades. And we want to draw that right elbow back. Don't worry if you don't bind, if you don't hold on. We want to roll the right shoulder back. You'll feel that stretch strongly into the back of the right arm, the tricep. Left shoulder rolls back and down, soften away from the shoulders to create space between the neck, lengthen through the neck. And we can release those arms, gently circling the shoulders. And the arms can roll forwards and up again. Keeping that left arm where it is, the right arm reaches out this time, right thumb rolls down towards the mat, palm faces away. And bring that right arm behind the back and up between those shoulder blades. Left hand drops down. Remember, you can use a little belt or a strap into that left hand, and you can hold on to the strap with both hands to intensify or encourage or increase this stretch, guys. Keep rolling that left shoulder back and down. Dropping down through the bottom, 2 ribs, lifting and lengthening up through the sides of the body. Really feeling that lovely stretch into the back of that left arm, guys. Opening into the shoulders, opening into the wrists, opening into the neck before we begin our little sequence of balancing asanas. Remember to tap into that focus. What are you looking at? What are you thinking about? What emotions are you feeling as we journey in and out of our postures today? And we can release that bind or release the arms, and we start to circle. Swinging the legs behind now, we can roll over onto all fours. So 4-pointed kneeling. You may want to kneel on your blanket. And we're going to start off today in our posture work with a nice kneeling balance, guys. So these are Supermans. So strongly in those hands, press away from those arms. Remember, our fingers are spread really wide. We're really cupping into the hands and really drawing into the pads of the fingers. Pressing strongly out of the arms. The shoulders are away from the ears. And we lengthen through the neck. Allow the back to be really wide, really long. The tailbone shines gently behind. Don't tuck it right under. And press out of the knees. Now we're going to slide that right leg back, guys, first. Really pressing away from the toes. And on an inhale, we can lift that back right leg. Flex through that right foot. Drop the right hip down to square off the hips. Strongly pressing out of those hands. And if you wish, we can tuck those left toes under for a little bit more stability. Slide that left hand forward. And we can lift that left arm up. Drawing the left shoulder back so the shoulders are square. We're pressing out of that right hand. Really strong in the core. Lifting through the pelvic floor muscles, drawing the navel into the spine. And we bring our awareness to your breath, to your focus, to your drishti between, right down to the mat in front of you. If you want to increase or make this balance a little harder, see if you can lift those left toes 1 inch away from the mat. Don't hold your breath, you will roll over. Be strong in that right arm because it's quite hard in the wrist, guys. Slowly lowering the left toes down. The left hand back down, the right knee slides in, knees are wide, and the hips go back towards the heels. We can bring the hands together and draw the forehead down to the mat and rest the hands onto the back of the head. And take a few breaths here. Noticing that whenever you were in the balance, did you hold your breath or were you able to breathe through the balance? It's very, very hard and challenging to remember to breathe as we go into the balancing asanas. Arms out long now, let's go into the other side, pressing up to tabletop position. Really strong in those hands again, strong in the core. The toes are tucked under. This time we slide that left leg out, pressing away from that left foot. Flex through the left foot, drop the left hip down. Remember, this might be enough, guys. You mightn't want to add the arm, and that's okay. From here, you're getting a nice stretch into that back left calf. With the core engaged for the balance, we can slide the right arm forward, and the right arm, left leg lifts up. Left hip drops down, right shoulder blade draws back. Pressing strongly out of the left hand, strongly in through the core. Eyes are looking forwards and down, and if you wish, we can lift those right toes, guys. You're going to feel all the stabilizing muscles in the body working extra hard to try and keep you really stable here. Keep pressing away from that left leg, as if you're pushing, you're really opening into that left hip now. Slowly, we can lower that left leg, right hand down. And again, hips go back towards the heels, knees can be together and knees can be wide. And we can bring the hands together and the hands can rest to the back of the head. Remembering our intentions. Coming back to that drishti, that focus. What are you wanting to achieve out of today's Hatha yoga practice? Let's slide those hands forwards now. Inhale up onto those knees. And the toes tuck under, hips back to the heels and pick the knees away from the mat. And feel that length in the upper body. Keeping the knees really, really soft, guys. Pressing strongly into the hands. Shoulders are away from the ears. The buttock bones pick up and the bottom bones push back. Eyes can look between the thumbs, or you can soften the head to look between those knees. Any wrist or shoulder pain, guys, take the knees to the mat and the hips back towards the heels. From here, we start to paddle out through the foot. So as we drop one heel to the mat, the other foot lifts up onto the ball of the foot. Easing out into your hamstrings, into your calves. Starting to feel a lovely length coming into the body. It is an inversion, so we're starting to boost our circulation, especially into the face as the head starts to relax. Boosting our immune system. Opening and lengthening and stretching into the legs and the back body. Slowly dropping to the knees now. Let's stand on those knees and we're going to step that right foot between the hands. And we're going to bring the hands down to the floor. Low lunge. If you have any books or blocks, it might really, really help to assist you in some of these next few poses. So right foot steps through, hands are on the floor either side of that right foot. Just going to wiggle myself back a bit. And we're going to allow the pelvis to soften down, guys. Shoulders are back and down. Don't allow the back to collapse. We want to keep pressing strongly out of the hands. Or the hands can stay on the knee if it's a little bit more comfortable. But you might want to tuck those back left toes under. And we start to bring alignment to the hips. So sneak the left hip bone forward, right hip bone back. Really grounding into that right foot. You can untuck those left toes now and slide the left knee back a tiny bit more. And we can bring the hands to the knees. Lovely, lovely low lunge, opening up into that back left hip, guys. Bring that left hand to the back of the left leg. Inhale, right arm reaches up for peaceful warrior. Following with the eyes, this is still a little bit of a balance. You can tuck those left toes under if you wish. Strong in the gaze, the focus. The eyes can look down, look forward, or look up. Really lifting strongly in through the core. Lifting up through the chest, dropping down through the shoulders, feeling the breath all around that mid-chest, upper chest. Slowly lower that right hand back down. Hands back to the knee with those left toes tucked under. If you wish, can you lift up into a high lunge? Inhale, sweeping the arms forwards and up. Softening through those shoulders, bend that back left knee and we hinge forward. Think about bringing the hands back to the knees as we slide the left toes up. Find your balance, bring your hands to your heart, shoulders forward and see if you can lift that back left leg, guys. Left hip drops down, press away strongly through that left heel. You're going to feel all sorts of work going into that right leg. We really want to push out of the right foot, but the knees stay soft. Find that balance, that drishti. If you wish, stretch those arms forward, the shoulders draw back and down, and we can take the chin to look up. Taking a few breaths here, guys. Don't hold on to your breath. Bending that right knee deeply, the hands go back to the heart as we soften that left knee back down to the earth. Hands back either side of that right foot, stepping the right knee back, and hips can go back towards the heels, guys. Gently swaying those hips side to side. And we can roll back up to standing on the knees. Stepping the left foot forward now. Hands onto that left knee and we lunge. Hands can stay on the knee or hands either side of that left leg. Hands onto blocks or books. And we can tuck those right toes under and slide that right knee back a little bit more as the hip flexors start to open. And we want to see if you can lift the chest a little bit away from that left thigh. Don't allow the left knee to flick out. We want to keep it in line with the ankle. And the knee might slightly go a little bit in advance of the ankle, just not over the toes, guys. Squaring the hips off now, left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. Keep lengthening up through the chest, softening down through the pelvis. Feeling that lovely stretch into the back of that right thigh. And you can direct that breath, that focus, that intention. Looking within to release tension where you're feeling the stress as we open into the body, open into the mind. We can tuck those right toes under, bring the hands to the knee, left knee. Hinge a little bit more forward, hips softening now. Bringing the back of the right hand to the right thigh. Inhaling, that left arm lifts up. As we go into peaceful warrior, rolling that left arm back. Dropping through the left shoulder, the breastbone lifts up. Those toes can tuck under for a little bit more support. Lifting strongly in the core. Bringing the breath to the belly, feel that rise and that fall. Finding that focus. Let's slowly bring those hands back either side. And we can bring the hands to the knee now. Remember, you're very welcome to stay in your low lunge. If you want to go into standing balance, we can lift that back right knee. Walls are handy, guys, if you've got one beside you. Now we can bring our hands to our heart or holding on to the wall. We can slide that back right foot up. Remember, we're bone loading on that left knee, so you might want to keep those right toes on the mat. That might be enough for you right now, guys. Or we can bring our hands to the heart. Hinge forward. Remember, we've got to drop the upper body down to allow the back right leg to lift up. Pressing away from that right foot. Squaring through the hips. Right hip drops down, left buttock bone lifts up. Find that focus. The eyes are looking down, gently forward. Tuning into the breath, guys. How does the body feel as we go into our balance poses? If you wish, we can stretch those arms forwards. We can lift the chest and the chin up, taking your gaze forwards, the shoulders are back. And the more of these we do, the better we get, guys. Deeply bending that left knee now, the hands back to the heart, bringing that back right knee down to the floor. Stepping the left knee back. And hips can go back towards the heels once more. Again, gently rocking side to side. Moving up onto the knees now. Toes tuck under, one more dog head down. And on an inhale, we lift those bottom bones up and draw those bottom bones back. Eyes can look between the thumbs, find that focus, or find your drishti between those thighs. Drawing the shoulders strongly away from the ears. Paddling out through the feet if you so wish. Turning your attention inward, into your breath, into creating space in the body, space between the thoughts, space between the breath. Finding a sense of calm and peace as we rest in this beautiful asana, Ardha Mukha Shavasana. Looking between the thumbs now. Bend the knees deeply and we can walk the hands up towards the feet. Bending the knees deep, slowly rolling up to standing. Where we find our Tadasana. So our feet are hip width apart, guys. And we want to find that lovely posture. So if you think about really grounding into the feet, into the big toes, the baby toes, the centre of the heel, the insteps are gently lifting. Allow the knees to feel nice and heavy. The tailbone shines down. Pelvic floor are lifted. Navel gently draws in and up. The bottom two ribs drop down so you can feel that connection in the core. The shoulders roll back and down away from the ears. The arms hang down. We can draw the chin gently back and down and lengthen up through the neck and the crown of the head. You can take the gaze, the drishti, to the tip of the nose, or you can gently close the eyes, bringing your gaze to the space between your closed eyes. And we gently start to move our body weight from one foot to the other foot, finding a sense of balance. Sense of awareness of the body as it moves ever so gently. Remembering to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. And we can draw strongly into both feet now. Opening up through the eyes. We keep the knees soft, bringing the body weight over onto that left foot. Cores engaged, we can reach up onto those right toes. Lifting the right knee up, maybe you want to hold on to a wall here. This is a lot of bone loading on that left knee. So remember, don't ever lock the knee in any of the harder standing poses. You may want to bring the hands to the heart. Focus on finding that balance, finding that core connection. To make it a little harder, we can lift that right knee up, guys. You can take those hands around that right leg, wrapping the hands around, the shoulders draw back and down. Finding that focus, that drishti, about 4 or 5 feet or down. Or we can take the gaze of the eyes to look forward. If you want to take it into a little bit of a harder stretch, we can keep holding on to that left knee or that right knee with the left hand. Right arm reaches out for twisting stork, and on an inhale, we roll that right arm behind. Looking towards the right thumb, guys, adding a twist into your balance. Shoulders are back and down. Remember, don't worry if you have a wobble, just make sure that there's nothing on the floor that you could ever trip over. Making sure you're creating nice space for your yoga practice. Right arm rolls back and around. Bend that left knee deeply, hands to the waist, and we step that right leg behind. So both feet are facing the same direction now. They're about 3 feet apart, okay? And we're going to square off through the hips. So we're drawing that left hip bone back, that right hip bone forward. Engage through those thighs, any knee pain, soften that left knee a little bit. And on an inhale, lift and lengthen through the chest, through the spine, stretching into that back right calf. Exhale, lunging over that left knee. Hands can go to the knee or hands can stay on the waist, but keep grounding that right back heel down. Lovely stretch for the Achilles heel, the Achilles tendon, into that back right calf. And to make it a little harder, we slide that left foot forward. We lunge a little bit more. We draw the left hip back, but that right heel draws strongly down. On an inhale, straighten that left leg. Engage the thighs. Remember, left knee can be soft. We can lift and lengthen. Parsvattanasana. Exhale. Hinge forward. We want to keep encouraging the nose to the toes. We don't want the upper back to collapse, to round. So we want to keep lifting through the chest. Chest draws forward, shoulders roll back. Left hip is back, right hip is forward, squaring off through the hips. Stretching that right arm forward now. We can bring that right hand to the outside of that left leg, or to the inside, or to a block or a book, guys. And keeping the eyes looking down to those left toes. Start off by drawing that left shoulder back into revolve trikonasana, extending through that left arm if it feels good. Keep drawing that left hip back, the right hip forward, grounding strongly into both feet, taking some of the body weight onto that back right leg. Releasing that left arm down now, bringing the hands back to the waist, strongly pressing out of the feet, slowly rolling back up to standing. Bending the left knee and sliding the right foot forward. Coming back to our Tadasana, paddling out through the feet. And into the other side now. So we find that lovely posture position. Softening through the knees, the tailbone shines down. Breastbone is lifted but dropping down through the ribs for that core connection. Shoulders back and down. Bringing the body weight over onto the right foot. We maybe want to just slide those left toes out. Balancing on the left toes and really rooting into that right foot. Shoulders are squared, and make it a little more challenging. We can lift that left knee up. Remember, you can hold on to a wall here or reach those hands around that left knee. Left knee draws in, start to lengthen up through the body. Think of that right foot rooting you down to the right, into the center of the earth, into the core. Find that drishti, your intention, your focus. If you want to add a twist, left arm reaches forward. Inhale, opening that left arm out into twisting stork. Rolling the left shoulder back, the right shoulder forward. The eyes can continue to look forward, or we can look over that left shoulder, which makes it a little bit more challenging, guys. Slowly release that left arm back around. Bending that right knee deeply, stretch or step that left leg back. So the feet are about 3 feet apart now. Both toes are gently facing forward as we draw the left hip bone forward, right hip bone back. We're stretching into the calf now. Engaging those thighs, big breath in, we lengthen, exhale, lunge over that right knee. Hips are nice and square, grounding down into that left foot, stretching into the calf, into the Achilles. Hands can go down to that right thigh to intensify the stretch a little bit. Don't allow the knee to travel out over the toes. Remember, we want to keep that nice alignment in our Hatha Yoga class. So to make it harder, you can step the right foot a little bit more forward and then lunge a little bit deeper. Slowly press out of both feet. We're up to standing again. The hip bones are square. Engage those thighs. Big inhale. We lengthen. Exhale, we reach forward. Keep creating space between the chest and the thigh. Don't allow the chest to collapse. When the thighs or when the back's nice and flat, the chest draws forward to prevent roundedness in the shoulders. We're going to draw left hip bone back, right hip bone forward, and stretch through that left arm. Left hand can go to the instep of the right foot or to the outside of that right ankle, or onto a block or onto a few books. The eyes can look down. That might be a strong enough stretch, guys. Very much working into our sense of balance and focus. And into your breath. Our right hand to the waist. We can start to roll right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Remember that right knee may want to be a little bit soft. If you wish, extend through that right arm. Pressing strongly out of that left hand, guys. Not letting the head, the neck collapse. Keep the neck nice and long. Slowly bring that right hand back down now. Bring the hands back to the waist. Slowly press out of the foot and roll back up to standing. Standing now back into Tadasana at the front of the mat. Hands at the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms to the side, body and up, palms touch, eyes look up. Exhale, hands down through the heart, hinge forward, soften the knees, head down towards the toes. Hands to the shins, inhale, we lengthen back, long legs long. Exhale, we fold. Surrender the head and the neck. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms to the side, body and up, palms touch. And as we exhale, hands to the heart center and down. Inhale, we sweep those arms to the side, body and up. Feel that energy building. Exhale, hinge forward, keep lifting through the pelvic floor, belly is tight. Inhale, we bring length to the back body and the back of the legs. And exhale, we fold. Release the head. Bending the knees, breathe in, sweep the arms to the side, body and up, palms touch. Exhaling, hands to the heart center and down. Last time, inhale, we sweep. Exhale, hinge forward, keep lifting through the buttock bones, head towards the toes. Hands to the shins, inhale. Lift the chin up, find your focus, stay here. Draw the shoulders away, the knees are a little bit soft, but press back through the buttock bones, opening in through the pelvis. Hands might prefer to be at the tops or above the knees rather than on the shins. Just don't press into those knees. Gently draw the knees away from each other to open up into the hip joints a little bit more. Pressing the buttock bones back, inhale, the chest lifts up. Exhale, we forward fold, guys. Bending the knees deeply, hands either side of those feet. And take a nice big step back to high plank. Drop to the knees. Slowly roll the shoulders forward. And we lower, bending the elbows, hugging into the ribs, lowering down onto the belly. Lengthen those toes away, strong in the legs. The shoulders roll forwards, up, back and down. Inhale. Think of a string in the chest, lifting the chest up. Exhale, we soften the shoulders away. Again, the chin looks up. We find that drishti, that focus. Coming back into our intention, guys. See if you can lower down a little bit. Strongly pressing out of the feet. And we lift those hands. Any lower back issues, guys, please keep those hands connected to the mat. Keep pressing strongly out of the feet. Hands connect back down and slowly roll back to your belly. We can bring the arms in front, resting the forehead onto the hands, the big toes touch. And we gently sway side to side with the hips. Easing out any lower back tension. One more of those now. Hands underneath the shoulders. Remember your variations. You might want to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders for Sphinx, which makes it a little bit more gentle. So either another Bhujangasana, Cobra pose, or with those elbows underneath the shoulders. The legs are strongly working back, pressing out of the elbows or out of the hands. And we're going to thread the chest through. Gentle compression for the lower back. Remember, if it doesn't feel good, leave it out and take your hips back to the heels at this stage. Now what we don't want to do is allow the chest to collapse, okay? So strong in the arms or the hands. Chest threads through, shoulders roll back and down. And we can pick the chin up. Finding our focus. Tuning into your breath. Lovely to feel the belly rise, the chest expand and the collarbones lift in this asana. And as we exhale, slowly roll down. And again, crocodile pose, hands rest on the forearms, the big toes can touch. And you can gently rock the hips side to side. And again, eyes forward, hands underneath the shoulders, press back up. And make your way over to a sitting position. If you have a strap, you're very welcome to use it now. As we are going to place the strap around the sole of the feet. If you don't have a strap, bring the hands either side off those knees or those thighs. We're going to start off lifting the buttock bones away from, the flesh away from the buttock bones, getting all comfort. Pressing strongly out of the hands, lifting and lengthening through the body. Pressing away from those feet, remember any lower back pain, soften through the knees gently, okay? That'll limit or reduce the amount of stretch that you're going to put into the lower back and into the backs of the legs. Big inhale, feel the belly rise, the chest expand, the collarbones lift. Exhale, encouraging your nose towards your toes, taking it to where you feel that point of stretch into the back of the legs, into the lower back. Keep lifting through that chin, lengthening so that we're not allowing the mid-back to collapse. The hands can walk forward. No rounding in the spine. Flexing through the feet, think about drawing your buttock bones back. Drawing the belly in, softening the belly down to the thighs a tiny bit more. Lift the chin up last time. And then we can drop our chin to the chest and soften the head down. Hands can stay where they are, or you can hold on to the foot or onto the strap. But if you're holding onto the strap, just don't wrap the strap around the wrists. Remember, we want the back and the back of the legs to be doing the stretching here, guys. Slowly rolling back up now. Keeping those legs extended. We're going to ease our way down to your backs. So if you want to take the easier option, use those hands. Easing down to your elbows and then easing down to your backs. Or arms reach forward, shoulders drop back and down. Press strongly out of the feet as we inhale, we lift and lengthen. Scoop the tailbone under. Exhale slowly. Set each vertebrae, each bone in the back, one at a time, down onto the mat. Strongly in the pelvic floor, drawing in through those core muscles. Setting the shoulders down. And we can bend those legs so the soles of the feet are on the floor, feet are nice and wide. And gently start to drop the knees side to side in that windmill movement, that motion. Easing out the hips, easing out the back. Starting to bring a sense of grounding into your practice after all of those flighty balance poses, okay? Do practice them, they do get easier. Then let's draw the legs up, feet underneath the knees for our last pose. Remember, you might want to place a blanket underneath your head now. For bridge pose, set your band up. Drawing those feet up. Think of that alignment, heels and knees and hips in line. Tailbone shines under. Back feels nice and heavy and wide and long, and the shoulders draw down from the ears, the chin away from the chest. Big inhale, draw the tailbone under, feel the lower back uncurl and open. Pressing away from the feet, lifting the hips up. Don't let the knees flick out to the side, keep them in line. And squeeze the buttocks. Keep lifting up, lifting the chest as high as you can. You'll start to feel the stretch into the lower and the mid back. Then you can start to roll, if it feels comfortable, the right shoulder blade back, then the left shoulder blade back. Now we're resting on the lovely shoulder blades rather than any of the upper vertebrae in the neck. Strongly into the feet again, the hips lift higher. The chest lifts a little bit more. You can bind the hands if you wish, drawing the hands further away towards the feet. Really massaging into the neck here, lengthening the neck, working into the thyroid, stimulating our metabolism. Releasing those hands now, releasing the shoulders, and slowly rolling down through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae from the upper back. Tailbone sets down last. And we can draw the knees into the chest and gently circle those knees 4 or 5 times in one direction. And then change direction. And if you ease over now onto your backs for final Shavasana. For a time to relax and a time to let go for just a few minutes, guys. So as we lie down and relax, maybe you prefer to lie on your belly, maybe you prefer to sit up, or maybe you prefer to lie on your side. Or maybe those legs want to be bent and grounded in towards the mat. And the knees can roll in towards each other. It helps to release any lower back tension. If the legs are out long, allow the legs and the feet to flop outwards. The shoulders draw away from the ears, tucking those shoulders under gently. And then the upper back completely relaxes. Chin tucks to the chest and the eyes close. And allow the body to become as still as it can, as soon as it can. Taking time to feel your energies flowing. To improve our circulation with our Hatha practice today. Bring your awareness now to your legs and your feet. Allow them to feel really heavy, relaxed, soft. Let your awareness, your attention rise up towards your hip. And your hips soften, widen. Allow this sense of softness to rise up through the spine, allowing the back to relax, to feel heavy. Let the belly soften and relax. Aware of the heart beating in the middle of the chest. Allow the upper chest to soften. Allow this feeling of softness to roll down through the arms. The upper arms relax. The elbows feel heavy, the forearms relax. The back of the hands feel heavy on the mat. Feel the neck muscles relax. The jaw softens away from the cheek. The lips are slightly parted. The cheeks relax from the eyes, and the eyes soften back into their socket. The lines on the forehead soften. And feel the back of the head heavy on the floor. And we come back to your mind screen. Bring your awareness to the space behind your closed eye. The space extends as far and as wide as the eyes can see. Rest your mind in this warm, dark, friendly space. Noting any colours, any patterns. Whatever you see is the manifesting state of your mind. Try not to become too involved in what you see. Bring your awareness now to your breath. Just arriving here in the moment. Feeling a sense of peace and relaxation wash over us. The breath grow a little stronger now. Extending the breath to every nerve, every muscle, every cell in the body. Feel it warm and relaxed. Relaxation trains the mind to look inward, inducing a state of calm and peace, developing a sense of stillness. Sense of balance. You can start to let the breath grow a little stronger now. Freeing the breath all around the body, letting it nourish and support every cell, every nerve, every fibre in the body. As we deepen the breath, we can make tiny movements with the fingers and the toes. And start to stretch the body away. The eyes can flick open. We can flex through the feet and point through the toes. And in your own time, we can slowly roll over onto one side of the body, taking your time. And pressing back up to easy cross-leg position. Bringing the hands to the heart center, let's seal our practice, guys, as we last time ground into the buttock bones. The body is nice and tall, the upper body's tall. We can chuck the chin down to the chest and close the eyes. Remembering to bring a sense of focus, of drishti, both on and off your life, to follow your dreams, to choose and chase your desires, and to focus on what you really would like to bring into your life. Thank you all for practicing with me today, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Namaste.